Greetings, everyone. I am Pete Pardo from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another episode of What's Hot with Sea of Tranquility, bringing you new album reviews all the damn time. Today, we're going to take a look at the 8th studio album. I can't believe they have 8 albums already from this kind of like little side project, side band from Marius Duda from Riverside. The band is Lunatic Soul, and the brand new album is called The World Under Unsun, and it's a double album. A lot of spoiler alert, a lot of music here, folks. A lot of music. 2 CDs on this Inside Out music release. Sorry for the glare. And this is supposed to be, based on what they're saying here, it says, the album marks the final chapter of a cohesive story across 8 albums entitled The Circle of Life and Death, in which a solitary artist traveler journeys between life and death. And it feels like it, let me tell you something. And I'm not all that well versed in this band. I'm a big fan of Riverside. I've always found the more melancholy nature of this band not always to my liking. But when I do hear their albums, and especially this album, I totally get why so many people love Lunatic Soul. I totally get it. It's not really me music, but I totally can hear the quality here, and I fully comprehend why a lot of people love this sort of thing. So, but let's take a look at the album before we start getting into it. So here again, got the jewel case, double disc jewel case. You got the 2 CDs housed right there, and then you got the booklet, which is chock full of lyrics on all these kind of somber, oftentimes dreary, dreamy tracks. I guess you can call this kind of atmospheric prog. There he is right there. This kind of says it all. So here you have this single shot of Mr. Duda. There's this whole kind of feeling of loneliness, emptiness, of solitude that's dripping all throughout this record. And I kind of get that from all of the Lunatic Soul albums, right? Everything that I've heard from this band, it's a similar feel. It's not always what I mean. I can appreciate it. Like I said, I really can appreciate it, and it's so well done. There's some great melodies and great playing across this entire album. So of course, Marius is doing lead and backing vocals. What else? Bass, acoustic guitars, ukulele, piano, keyboards, samples, percussion. We've got, oh boy, I'm probably going to butcher this name. Wawrzyniec Dramowicz on drums. We got Marcin Odniak on saxophone. And you have Mateusz Orszarek on guitar, soundscapes. Funny, not a lot. And again, that last person, Mateusz, plays a guitar solo on one track and some soundscapes. It doesn't list anybody else playing guitar, and even Marius does not, other than acoustic guitars, it doesn't list him playing like electric guitar. So there's like bursts throughout. This is not a heavy band. This is not like Riverside, but there are moments splattered throughout the album where you get these big kind of like almost like riffy type things, but I guess there's more on bass and like kind of beefed up acoustic guitar. So based on what I'm reading here, and maybe they're just not noting it on the liner notes, but to me, I hear plenty of guitar in spots. But it's not that kind of album, right? It's not that kind of album. A lot of kind of like keyboardy soundscapes and things like that. Lots of tunes on here. Like I said, it's a double disc. It's 14 tracks in total. A lot of music. There's some up-tempo stuff. There's some more kind of Pink Floydian type things. There's lots of kind of like ambient and real moody type of thing. There's more of that than other things. This is definitely like mood music. This is not put on at a party music. This is not driving around in the car music. This is like, to me, this is very personal and I just get this huge feeling of like solitude and like loneliness when listening to this, and it's almost like it's as much as like you almost don't want to listen to this when you're just sitting by yourself alone. That's kind of the nature of the music. But like I said, there are some up-tempo stuff on here. There's some, real laid-back, melancholy, brooding type things on here. The World Under Unsun, the kickoff track, and a lot of long songs too, which is about 7 minutes long. That's very good. That's, again, it's kind of moody, but it's a little more up-tempo, kind of rocking. Then you got Loop of Fate. I'm not crazy about that one. Good Memories, Don't Want to Die is okay. Monsters is really good. There's a couple tracks on here that come closest to the Riverside sound. Monsters would be one of them. Prophecy also is a really good tune. Then you got the big, long, epic, Mind Obscured, Heart Eclipsed, which is mostly instrumental. There are little vocalizations here and there, but it's pretty well done. Again, it's kind of Pink Floyd-y. It's kind of like, think of like, it's kind of Tangerine Dreamy in spots, right? Very cool. Torn in Two, decent little, shorter track. Hands Made of Lead, another pretty good tempo track. I like that. Ardure is really nicely done. Good melodies on there. Again, his vocal, I always really liked his vocals a lot. He's got the heavy Polish accent, but it doesn't matter. He's got this just very emotional singing style. To me, he's kind of like, and they don't sound alike, but the raw emotion I get out of his voice reminds me of that emotion I get out of Tom England from Evergrey. It's just like you hear them singing and it's just like the emotion just comes pouring out. Just so good. You got Game Called Life, another one of the longer tracks. Pretty cool. Confession, Parallels, shorter tracks. Then you got Self in Distorted Glass, which is 10.5 minutes long. That's also really good. Again, that's kind of Riverside. It's kind of proggy, right? And then, oddly enough, my favorite track on the album is probably the most sad, depressing track on the album, and I guess it's kind of made to finish this entire storyline across 8 albums off, and you feel the weight of it. The song is called The End, The New End. It's about 4.5 minutes long. It finishes off the album. It's basically him on vocals and piano. It is somber. It is sad. It is just... you want to cry when you hear it. I'm going to read you the lyrics just because it's, you'll know what it's all about when I read the lyrics. How to end what once felt true, yet faded more as dreams went away. Low to end something that's burned out, when in your eyes it still burns bright. Even if there could have been a chance for us, I wouldn't want to harm you anymore. Whether you want it or not, you'll always be a part of ... Because he's going to come back to that. How to stop living with guilt, no matter what you do, it will hurt. How to stop fearing the scars will remain on your broken heart. Even if there could have been a chance for us, I'm hearing him sing it right now, I wouldn't want to harm you anymore. Whether you want it or not, you'll always be a part of my soul. So this kind of like failed relationship that, couldn't be or whatever, and he knows that he's probably wrong for this person, and yet wants them to know that I'll always love you, always be a part of me, you'll always be a part of my soul. And then it has this kind of like musical coda that kind of goes at it. It's absolutely heartbreaking. It's the first time I heard it. Again, I'm not normally into songs like this, but there is something about the melody, the haunting kind of emotion in the song. It totally moves me. Don't know what it is. It's like, there are other songs that are more Pete's cup of tea on this album, but something about that song is just so final, so gut-wrenching. I don't know. Yeah. So anyway, what are my ultimate thoughts in summary on this album? I like it. I don't love it. Like I said, this is not something I would listen to on a regular basis, but I really, really do appreciate all that went into it. I do appreciate excuse me, the raw emotion and like heartfelt love that's sprinkled throughout this album. It's not a happy album. I like lots of albums that aren't happy. I wish there were a little more up-tempo stuff, obviously. I wish there was more guitar, obviously. But I love his vocals. I always have. And I think this is really well done. It's long, right? To get through this whole album, you have to listen to it almost like a couple sittings. I've listened to this like 4 or 5 times over the last week. And it's always in kind of pieces because there's so much here. But it's really, really well done. I'm going to give this, just because I know how good it is, even though it's not really in my wheelhouse, I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5 star. And I'm going to say with all honesty that a lot of people will really love this. It's not necessarily my thing, but I do like enough of it. And I do appreciate how well it is, or how well it's put together, and how there's just really good songwriting here. There's really good melodies here. The vocals are outstanding. You know, he gives me more in Riverside for what I like, right? But I still can appreciate him as the artist in doing something that's very different from Riverside and seeing the kind of quality that's in it as well. So yeah, so 4 out of 5 star for this latest from Lunatic Soul. Will it be the last? I don't know. Like I said, this is kind of like the finale of like a long concept that has been going on for years and years and years. Will there be another one after the World Under Unsun? I don't know, but we'll have to see. I'm going to put the link to the Bandcamp page, the Inside Out Bandcamp page, which has the full album that you can stream and listen to. Let us know what you think of it down in the comments below. If you've already heard it, let us know down below. And we'll see you next time here for more stuff. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell so you get alerted of all of our content as it posts. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also down below, we got the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, our merch page, our Cameo page, and the Sea of Tranquility membership options. Thanks in advance for all your support, folks. It's greatly appreciated, and we'll see you soon here with more stuff. I am Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.